Ladies and gentlemen of FXE, welcome to the site of FXE TakeOver here in Orlando, Florida. Tonight, I have my two most valuable finalists in Jon Ozbourne and William Parker right next to me, and they're about to make it official for the main event of FXE TakeOver 1 as they both set to face each other for the FXE Championship right here in this very ring. Now, before we sign the contracts, I know you two have some final says in what you need to do. So, what do you have to say?
Who would have thought? No, really, really. I want you to assess the situation. I want you to take everything in. I want you to soak all this in, drink it in, if you will. Look at us. Who would have thought? I mean, a man who's been to the top before knows how to deal with this pressure, knows how to carry a company on his back and be the center of attention without even trying. Me. Jon Ozbourne, and you have his opponent standing right across from him. A man who, well, just to be frank, has never been in a situation like this before. He doesn't know how to handle it. For all I know, it's making him more nervous than he can possibly muster. And that man I'm talking about is you, William Parker. I mean, I'm all about creating stars and I'm all about helping with giving the rub and all that. But we don't need that for an inaugural FXE champion. I mean, look at us. We just started out, haven't had our first takeover yet, and we're already a Twitch affiliate. People are invested in everything going on in FXE, and that's why for the foreseeable future, from this point forward, it is in safe hands, regardless of who walks out. But I just want to give it to you straight like this because I don't think anybody else is going to give it to you straight. It may be in safe hands with whoever wins, but at the end of the day, and you know it deep inside, I'm the safe bet. I'm the measuring stick right now for this division, and that's why I'm going to assure you and everyone else that come take over, when it ends, I will be the one standing tall as your new and first FXE champion.
Bold choice of words from the man himself.
You know what, John? You put it best. No matter who walks out of this historic matchup, the first ever FXE tournament, in that main event, whoever walks out as the first FXE champion ensures that this company is in very safe hands. That I can most definitely agree with you on. Now, you said that you're going to ensure that person is going to be you. You're very, very confident that you are going to walk out as champion. See, you've been to the top before. This is a point that's been brought up, a point that's been brought up by you, a point that's been brought up by me. You know what it's like to be at the top of the mountain. You know what it's like to be at the peak. But you also know what it feels like to fall off that peak, to get off that high, to go from the tip of the top all the way down in the dumps. And that means one very crucial thing, John. In this type of situation, world title on the line, the past proves to serve us that you can get the job done, but it also proves that you are beatable. You are very beatable. People have done it in the past. They've done it when you were at the peak of your powers. They have done it when you have been world champion. And I'm telling you right here, right now, if you think I'm not good enough to do the exact same, then you are severely underestimating my abilities. See, now everybody has been overlooking me for a long time here. Everybody's been doubting me. saying things like I have no charisma, like I can't do it on my own, like I'll only ever be a tag team guy. But you know what that does, John? It fuels me. It fuels me to prove each and every single one of them wrong. To show that I belong in the spotlight, that I'm done being the shadow, that it is time for me to make myself a star. I don't need you to put me over in the main event of TakeOver. I am going to put myself over and put myself on the map well and truly by beating one of the very best going in the entire goddamn world, John. At FXE TakeOver, you're the measuring stick, and I'm gonna do a lot more than measure up. I'm going to surpass those expectations. I'm going to blow right by what everybody expects out of me in that main event, because they expect me to put on a good performance, yes, but they also expect me to fall to you. Everybody thinks that they have seen the best out of me. Everybody already thinks that I've shown all that I'm capable of. Well, if you think that, you are goddamn wrong. In that main event, I'm going to prove not just to you, not just to Ryan, but I'm going to prove to everyone that the best is yet to come from the future. So in that main event, you don't need to worry about putting me on the map, because I am putting myself on the map, and I am walking out of the main event of the first ever FXE TakeOver as FXE Champion.
Damn it, I knew I should have brought the popcorn.
You got jokes, Billy. But need I remind you and everyone else that when I lost my championship, the only time I lost a world championship, I was working through an injury through pretty much half of my title reign, and look how far I've gotten with still maintaining it. I just couldn't hang on any longer. But you're looking at somebody who's hungrier and completely healthy, who will definitely walk through you no matter friend or foe. You're all the same to me. You want to talk about how I'm unbeatable just because I lost world championship? Okay, I'll bite. So I'll look at you and I'll raise you this. What about that 9-day championship reign that you had as a tag team champion? Not a singles champion, because, you're not there yet and you won't be there come TakeOver, courtesy of moi. But you want to look at that title reign and compare it to mine. I had triple digits, you had 1. You ain't measuring up to me. That's what she said. Parker, you are always going to be a bridesmaid, never the bride. You're good for TV and all that when we need to build towards a main show. I'm big box office. You fail to win when it matters the most. And me, I create headlines and numbers anywhere I go, everywhere I show up, because I'm just that damn good. I'm that guy. And you're gonna get that pressure as soon as you're in the ring with me. There's nobody who does big matches better than me. You want to match of the night for 52 weeks a year? That's cool, that's fine. But anytime we have a big event, a PLE, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it these days, I'm that guy to go to. Not just because I can speak on the microphone better than anybody else. Not because I can tell a story better than anybody else. Just all around, I am a godsend. That is not a bragging point. That's a fact, a vote of confidence to myself, because I have to constantly be better than everybody else every day I wake up, because I can't be caught lacking. Parker, you're in for the ride of your life. But come TakeOver, and I'm probably going to end each part of this with this quote, come TakeOver, so listen closely. You're talking to a pro right now, baby boy. Come TakeOver. That free ride you're on with free tuition, that comes to an end, and you got to pay your tax, because I've come to collect that loan.
You know, John, you're good. You're really good at this. You're good at this back and forth. You're looking at turning things on their heads and making sure that you come out looking like the better man. Each and every time someone steps to you on the microphone, you outperform them. You show that you are better than they are. And you know what? That's fair. Sure, you're a great, great talker, and you decided to bring up my title reign, right? My reign as a tag team champion. See, when you brought up yours, you said that you only lost it because you were injured. You were fighting through an injury at the end of your title reign. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I'll accept that. But you know the difference between your title reign and mine? You got pinned to lose your title. There is no fighting around it. There is no denying it. You got pinned. You got bested when your prize was on the line. You want to know how my title reign ended? My title reign ended with my tag team partner getting pinned, not me. And at that, my tag team partner's foot was underneath the bottom rope, but the referee was all blind as a bat and just let that slip on by to steal the titles away from me, to steal it away from the faction that I was in. So you know what? You want to bring up how you were robbed out of your title reign? Well, I was just as, if not more, robbed out of mine because I wasn't involved in the conclusion, and there was no way of me stopping what was happening with corrupt officials and my tag partner getting screwed, which ended up screwing us both. But you know what? Let's bring up winning where it matters, since that's what you want to talk about. I'll bring up winning where it matters, like an Extreme Pro Wrestling when I shocked the world. When not only did I win a battle royal to get into a multi-man ladder match with a briefcase hanging high above the ring, I went further than that. I one-upped it. I put that ladder in the middle of the ring. I climbed up it rung by rung, and I took down my prize that I've worked my ass off to get. And I am standing here as Mr. Opportunity over an EPW. I know how to win when it matters, John. But let's bring up the most recent time you had that chance. When you fought the athlete Matthew for the APW World Championship. And you know what happened, John? You got pinned again. You lost again, and this time you have no excuse to deny it. You have no way of getting out of it. You were bested fair and square by the better man, which proves you're not just beatable one time in this situation, you are beatable multiple times in this situation, and I'm gonna be another one to that goddamn tally. You blew your chance at being a world champion again. You blew your chance at getting back in the spotlight. I'm not gonna make that same mistake. Come FXE TakeOver, in that main event, come hell or high water, I'm swinging for the top. I'm fighting God, and I am bringing him down. Call me Kratos, I'm a God killer, and I am going to kill Jon Ozbourne. I'm going to kill your hopes at once again being world champion, at being at the top of the mountain, at being the face of an entire company. I am going to take a spot you think is destined to be yours, and I am going to make it mine.
You see, Parker, it's quite interesting that you bring up my loss to Matthew for the World Championship and my other opportunity that, in your words, I happen to blow. But let me raise you this, Parker. Where exactly were you on the card when I lost that, still working on an injury? And I'm still going to bring that up because I was working harder than everybody in the locker room put together. Because if I wasn't needed, I'd be on vacation licking my wounds. But I was still there putting on a show for everybody else. But let me go back to that question that I just asked you. Where exactly were you, Parker? Because it wasn't in the ring. It wasn't backstage for a promo. I'm pretty sure it was in catering. In other words, you got the answer incorrect. You were nowhere to be found. Nowhere, nothing, nada, zilch. You didn't even have any plans for creative. I'm pretty sure about that because when I had to figure out what exactly I had planned for myself on that card, there was no mention of you whatsoever. The whole idea from when I left or when I was trying to leave was so other people could fill in my spot, that I was expendable. But no, everybody wanted to think that I was hogging up microphone time. I was hogging in-ring time when I was trying to make stars the entire time just so I can make sure that I'm fit to see another day. Yet you're the only member of the Prestige who hasn't even found their identity and still living off of your old glory days. And based on what I'm looking at, you don't have too many greatest hits attached to your name now, do you? You want to talk about how you're Kratos, how you're going to kill a god. Well, I'm glad that you see me that way because you're insignificant to me. You're an ant. You're a peasant. And I'm so glad that we're having this time to chat and getting to know each other because what I want you to know, you're talking about how you're this character in a game. You're this main character. That's very interesting because any game that I'm a part of, I am the final boss. I am the game itself. I'm the original. I'm the remaster. I'm the remake. And when it comes to this match at TakeOver, I am inevitable. It's all great. It's all fine and dandy that we have aspirations, that we have dreams, because there's always going to be that one person to bring us back down to reality. You're player 2 with the controller unplugged. Parker, I want you to understand. I want you to assess this situation closely. I want you to listen to me. Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. I want you to listen to me very closely when I'm explaining the situation. So, Parker, I want you to grab that pen right there. I want you to sign this contract, and I want you to take that 2010 Vicky Guerrero haircut and get the hell out of my ring. But before you do, I want you to realize that when the dust settles at TakeOver, when everything is said and done, you're going to be looking at the ceiling. You're going to be realizing that this isn't about you anymore. You had your moment. You got lucky. You got your golden ticket to be here with Jon Ozbourne. And the only reason that you're a part of a main event is because my name is attached to the ballot. I am the ticket. I'm your meal ticket for this. And you're going to go back to the back of the line where you belong so you can figure out the rest of your identity while everybody in the Prestige eclipse you as they've always done. Because when the dust settles, I will be the first, the new, and the forever FXE champion. Now sign that contract and get the hell out of my ring.
All right. Contracts are set in stone. I'll see you guys at TakeOver this Saturday. That happened earlier today, and it was tense as hell. William Parker, Jon Ozbourne for the FXE Championship in one of the biggest main events I will ever get the call. Who's going to walk out as the inaugural and the first? We'll find out in Orlando, Florida.